Last week we played you the first half of producer Lebo Thinane's conversation with legendary musician and anthropologist Johnny Clegg, who is embarking on his final journey world tour after nearly 40 years in the music business. Here's the second half of that conversation, which focuses on his wife, his children, and his relationship with his father. Let's take a look and enjoy.
You're 14 years old and this man is playing this guitar. What song is this?
What song was it?
What song is he playing on?
I don't remember the song, but I remember the first song that he taught me. Yeah. So the song went, Welo nyaka, intombi zingalile, welo nyaka, awu intombi zingalile. Welo nyaka, mubi lo nyaka, intombi zingalile, welo nyaka, awu intombi zingalile. So
yes,
you know, so that's you know, in Zulu culture, you know, ubushela is a very important part.
Yes.
Yeah, so you court girls, and you court them also just as for practice. You know what I mean? Yeah, you got to get your rap right. You know, so and we are ngobintombi.
Yes.
So you win her over with debating points.
Yes.
You can just say they debate you. You know, you'll grab her hand and you'll say, "Am I on the inside or am I on the outside?" And then she'll say, if she doesn't like you, she'll say, I know you're on the outside.
Yeah.
And you'll say, yeah, because all the guys on the inside are not good enough. You know, I know I must be on. Yeah, you got to be quick and quick-witted.
Think on your feet.
So that song is about courtship, that he hasn't got that right yet.
Yeah.
You know, the girls have all turned him down.
You know, I want to talk on two things that are family related. Jenny. An important part.
Hugely important part.
You know, she had to stay home, look after the boys, and make sure that, you know, the fires keep burning.
Yes.
You know, when you look at it now and say, but, oh man, this woman did an amazing job with the boys.
No, sure. Jenny, I met her in 1980. We lived together till 1987, and then Jessie she got pregnant with Jessie, and so she said, "Nah, let's formalize this now." So I had a Zulu wedding, and I had a traditional
at a stadium.
No, at a school in Msinga.
Okay.
Yes, and the guest of honor was King Zwelithini.
Wow.
He came out, and so all my age mates from Makabeleni, from Msinga, Charlie, who first taught me, from Emabomvini, the people from Keats Drift, Wuchulu Zulu, and the dance team, and other people from all over South Africa came to my wedding there, and so she's had to deal with my life sometimes as an outsider, because obviously I had a lot of emotional attachment to friends and people before I met her, and she had to find a way to incorporate them, and they were traditional rural people, you know, and we would go to Zululand together, and you know, and she would say, look John, you know, this is funny for me because, you know, the men sit together and the women sit together, and nobody, you know, and I can't speak Zulu, and it's hard for me, you know what I mean, and it's boring. Sitting here, the cows are moo, and people are talking and eating meat here, and then you know, and then I'm struggling to talk to his wives because they can't speak English properly, you know, but she dealt with it. Yes. She got through, you know what I mean. And then we had a world tour in 1990 of 9 months, 6 months, 1 month off and 3 months. And that really puts tension on our relationship, because it was absolutely even worse for her, because we'd arrive in a country, say Italy, and we'd go straight to the venue, set up, do a show, go to the hotel, wake up, have breakfast, get on the bus, drive to the next place, set up, do the show, go to the hotel, get on the bus, for months.
Yes.
And she says, this is not a life.
Yeah.
You know what?
I can't live like this.
I can't live like this. So she took Jessie and she went home. And So it was a very, very it's a challenging time. And I heard stories already about, you know, rock and roll widows.
Yes.
You know, that it's a damaging kind of lifestyle, because you're always on the road. You have to keep your partner going in a long distance relationship.
And here's a career on
and
the
you've got
side.
a child, and you've got a career, and this is your dream. It's happening.
Yeah.
You know, you're touring.
Yeah.
All over. Here it is. You've been fighting for this. So it's all those paradoxes and contradictions that you have to find your way through. And she was amazing. We were tested. You know, in a real way, and we managed to get through. And I'm really thankful that she managed to keep it going.
Yeah. You only met your father when you were 21, and you had to find him.
Yes.
At what point did you come to the conclusion of forgiving this man who didn't come after you?
My mom said to me, it was my father, my grandfather, or her father, and his father,
Yeah.
who didn't want this marriage to happen.
Right.
So the grandparents decided to intervene and break up the marriage.
Right.
My mom fell pregnant out of wedlock in 1953, which was a huge scandal.
Yes.
And it was all manipulated by the grandparents.
Yes.
Okay. At that time. And part of the settlement apparently was that he wouldn't interfere with me,
Yes.
because my grandfather, I was the only male heir. My mom's sister only had daughters, so I was the only male. So I grew up knowing that he was there and not understanding why he didn't want to, you know, contact me. So when I was 21, I thought, bugger this, I'm going to go.
I need to see this
Yeah, I'm
man.
going to dig him out and see what he's made of. And I met him, and I stayed with him and his wife. And I was his only real son. He
Yeah.
brought up with two other wives. He brought up their children.
Yeah.
And it was very emotional. He was very, very. He was amazed that I came to find him, and then after that, we built a very good relationship.